YouTube, the majestic increaser of my strength here. We wanted to talk to you about a very important subject. Why black people should leave Christianity. And I believe all people should leave Christianity. I'm going to explain why, but in particular, black people. The short answer is this. It's the slave master's religion. It was designed to subjugate your mind. It was designed to get you to worship brutality, being brutalized, being placed, into what Christopher Hitchens would describe as an overlord, a dictator, an all-seeing eye. And for black people in America, that was the slave master. That was white supremacy. Christianity was taught to us to make us docile, to subjugate us. And yes, as we did throughout all of history, we took a bad situation and we made something palatable with it. And you get the rise of the black church, you get the Negro spirituals, you get the rich heritage of what many black people identify with as their version of Jesus, which is really different from what the white man gave to them. But here's the part that's so vitally important. No matter what black people do to customize the religion for us, it was never for us. And I'm not going to even get into, the text right now and the fact that none of it's real and the fact that it's based on, old astrology and, Roman systems of subjugation. The simple fact is, if you read the Bible, it endorses slavery. It endorses the slavery of people. And it was used to subjugate us and to make us not feel so bad about being slaves, because somehow Jesus was going to make it all right, even though Jesus sat there and let us be enslaved for 400 years. Okay, so we need to get out of that. And the part of my heart that was most pressing is, because I was raised, in the black church. I was raised. I've been through all the denominations in the black church for the most part. Started off Church of God in Christ / Baptist, went into Pentecostalism, went into the whole denominational sector. I was an ordained minister at one point, so I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm well versed on what's in the text and all that stuff and the history there, and we will get into that. But when you look at that, and I look at my journey coming out of that, the freedom that I felt on the other side coming out of the slave master's religion truly delivered me from slavery. And I still have all the richness that I had in terms of spirituality and music, but I have that apart. So for me, I said, okay, I had this experience. How do I share this with others? And that's really what the laws of consciousness is. It's a worldview. Now, it's not going to tell you how to live. There's no heaven. There's no hell. There's really even no definitive deity type character who is dictating anything into your life. The laws of consciousness teaches that you are God, that you are the master of your reality, and it teaches you how to reconcile that worldview with science, with spirituality, with mysticism, we even get back into the African religions and the law and the spirit of traditional African ideas that are more suited to who we are. Like, your spiritual journey and how you manifest around that is really up to you, but you want it to be grounded in some system of rationale that does not inherently want to subjugate you. How many times have we seen abject violence against black people, and our first retaliation was prayer? We can't keep doing that. I know it's going to upset some grandmas and some grandpas and some parents and some pastors, but let's look at the telltale signs. Christianity is really on its way out anyway. Like, who really believes that? Right. Who really believes it? You know, other than the fact that it's got you sexually repressed, other than the fact that it will not allow you to live your life, other than the fact that it allows you sometimes to sneer at other people or to condemn them on this and that basis. Like, come out of that, black people. We deserve true spirituality, and we have that already. But now what we need to understand is that we can still have that and divorce ourselves from Christianity, as it were. And I know there are going to be some people saying, well, why aren't you coming for Islam? I'm coming for Islam too. I'm coming for all the organized religions. But I will say this about Islam, and in particular its relationship to people of color, not just in the Middle East, but here in the Americas. So you want to go, if you want to talk about the Nation of Islam. Islam has always been an affront to Christianity. Historically, it's a response to Christianity. Now, of course, they will, swear by the divine, revelation of Muhammad and Allah. Yes, and they've got that story. But let's look at what was happening in history. Mm-hmm. The Christians was going from country to country slaying people. So Islam was literally the rising up of, no, there is another religion, there is another truth that will not, we can have our spirituality, and so Islam becomes this direct affront to Christianity. And that's why you see, even in America, so all the anti-Muslim legislation that we've seen in administrations, all the rhetoric around Islam is usually coming from the evangelicals, from that right. Because they see that as directly against them, because it is. So Islam was a weapon against Christianity. So in a historical context, even though, I still see it as a part of that whole Judeo-Christian ideology, as rising out of that, it rose within the context, a historical context, where I understand why there are black people who have, found refuge in Islam away from Christianity. And a lot of them are asking, because Islam too is much more of a way of life, as opposed to sort of these set of tenets that, they preach on Sunday and completely ignore, Monday through Saturday. So it's a little more real for the Islamic constituency. But the truth of the matter is that's not the truth of reality. That's not the truth of reality. Reality is much different from that. There is no deity that is running our lives with the promise of heaven or hellfire after we die. Right. Like, that's not real.
The deity is within ourselves. It's discovering the Godship within ourselves, discovering the inner spirituality, the inner being, the inner knowing, the inner connection to the universe that is already within us, regardless of all these other sort of restrictive or sort of limiting mindsets and limiting limitations. It's once you get into the nature of spirituality, explore spirituality, you realize that you are whole, you are perfect as you are. You are completely capable of these amazing and majestic things outside of the sort of restricted things of the Bible. Like,
yes.
Right.
So it's any religion, really,
right,
that's trying to pattern itself after this thing that's been, ransacking humanity forever. We're offering a worldview that will allow you to see the world for the beauty that's there, but determine your own morality. Determine what's right for you. Determine what's right for your community. And as a community, as a human community, we do need to have discussions around civility and how we want to have, the world unfold as we move forward. But we can't take the old ideas with us. And if you're still being rebuked by this unseen, unknowable figure in the sky or wherever you want to place them, that has the power to instill fear in you around how you live your life and how you see the game, this is your out. We here. We waiting on you. We on the other side, and it's so much better, and there's so much more liberation, right? So that's why you need to come on out, black people. So come on out. Welcome to spirituality. Yes. Yes.
Welcome to this age of where anything is possible, and where truth is the highest order. And that's what the laws of consciousness is. It takes you into that journey of divorcing from the mindset of religion and just sort of the demeaning aspects of that realm. Like it gives us a chance to connect back with our roots, connect back with our culture, connect back to the source, with source. A lot of spiritual community would call it that. But it's connecting with how to connect with that essence that transcends fear, that transcends restriction and limitation and all these things that can plague us in our path to manifestation. The biggest enemy in that, it really is religion. It really is these restrictive things around how we can perceive the world and what's possible. The biggest gift we can say is to get rid of that, is to move away from that, to come into consciousness.
Wow, and it really is a matter of just moving away.
That's all. Right.
A lot of times when you debate, because you're gonna have the debates.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we debate Christians, having been on the other side of that debate. I know the tactics, and they want to debate semantics. They want to debate what they think is historical context, but they never want to debate the veracity of its truth, just flat out. Like, show me Jesus is real. Well, you can't prove he is. Well, why would I want to live my life for him?
Right.
Why would I want to restrict who I am for something that can't be proven in either other way? And that's where they get mad, and that's where you see the true nature of that thing. It causes enmities where in families, in brotherhoods, father, son, mother, daughter. Jesus said he came to bring the sword and put mother against daughter. That's literal. Like, you literally, is any system of governance where the citizens are indoctrinated into self-policing, but nobody ever actually questions the system in and of itself. And I think this is what we're seeing in America, around the American system. We're talking about systemic racism and this polarity now in the policy between what is progressive and what is conservative. And conservative really has become this thing which has encapsulated Christianity. There's a reason it's on that side. There's a reason it's on its side. It's a weapon for them. And black people, y'all gotta stop letting white people use that weapon against you. As soon as we as the collective make our peace with the fact that we gotta let this go for the health of who we are as a people, that maybe at some point we needed that to get through, but we've advanced beyond that. As soon as we let that go, you're gonna see a total change on the other side. You see a total change on the other side, because now they no longer have the monopoly on morality. Now they know, and this is not even to speak towards the hypocritical nature of the Christian institution as a whole. So, Catholicism and everything the Catholic Church has done down the years, and the Protestant Church, everything that's happened there, like the history is sordid. So there's nothing really there to redeem other than the fact that for some reason we made a connection with this. The thing that we need to understand, though, is the connection is not really with that. The connection was with ourselves. And you will have that even after you leave Christianity. So don't fear losing that. There is nothing to fear. All you have is to gain. Gain a new life, gain a new perspective. Come on out.
Yes. It'll be the best thing you ever did. It really will. And it'll be exactly the very thing that can help us move further into the age that we're building, in this life that we're building for ourselves, and this transition into the future. What can really get us there? And it is it is spirituality. It is connection with ourselves. It is self-knowing. It is that, and at the opposite end of that is religion. And it is all these systems of sort of dogmatic indoctrination, and once again, just systems that perpetuate fear.
Yeah.
Everything like this is the world, the quote that we have. Everything that is, we want in life is on the other side of that, like that. And so, amazing. It makes into spirituality. Amazing.
Yeah. So, come on, my friends. We are ready for you.